So there are talking animals now. What's up, y'all? It's your man Dad Dude, bring you guys another video. Giving out subscriptions down below. Go click that button. I'd appreciate it. Fire Force Season 2, Episode 7. In this episode, we get a little more of a glimpse of the China Peninsula and what life is like for the people in the China Peninsula. And the China Peninsula seems just a whole lot less developed than the Tokyo Empire. Now, we've only seen a little bit of it so far. We've only barely seen anything. So there could be like some other like major cities that seem just as developed as the Tokyo Empire. But given what little we've seen so far, the people there seem to be living in not nearly as much luxury, don't have nearly as much leisure as the people in the Tokyo Empire. They seem to be fighting for survival a little more than people in the Tokyo Empire. And the terrain itself seems a little more barren, I guess is probably the best way to put it. It is a stark contrast from the Tokyo Empire, and I'm actually really interested in seeing what other countries outside the Tokyo Empire are like. You know, what are some countries in the West are like, or some other Asian countries. You know, it'll be kind of cool to get a little more on just how other people outside the Tokyo Empire live. Are there other world powers now? Like, what is global travel like? All these kind of things that the show hasn't really touched on, I think will go like a long ways to making the world building seem a little better. All of a sudden, we have talking animals. I would maybe get these talking animals if we had seen them at some point prior in the show. We're in season 2, like almost halfway through. This season's probably gonna run, I guess, maybe 20-some episodes. So about a third of the way through season 2, and we're just now seeing talking animals. I'd much prefer if the show would have put in the first season that, hey, talking animals exist in this world, and so you're getting them now. But now it seems like it came out of nowhere. Like, I'm assuming there's gonna be some explanation as to why these animals in this area maybe are special, and there's just like a certain reason why they can talk. But for right now, the show just gave us talking animals out of nowhere, and it makes this episode seem really filler-ish. Like, I know it's not a filler episode because just given the nature of Fire Force and the way it operates in seasons, they're not going to throw a lot of filler at you in only like a 22 or 24 episode like season. And then we also do get like some stuff from Amaterasu and the Tabernacle and how they relate, and they are going to investigate the Great Cataclysm in the China Peninsula. But the storyline we're probably going to get of Shinra and the Fire Force helping these talking animals save their homeland and regain their home and all that kind of stuff is very filler-ish. It's the kind of story you might get in a longer running anime where that might last 10 episodes or so. That's just all filler. That's what this feels like. Even though I know it's not going to last nearly that long, it just seems very filler-ish because the ridiculous sense of getting talking animals in a show that had not previously given us talking animals just lends itself to feeling like filler. This episode overall was pretty meh, but I gotta cut the show some slack given that we're coming off 3 or 4 straight episodes of the Evangelist, fighting the Fire Force and trying to figure out what they're gonna do with Inca, and Shinra trying to get Inca to come with the Fire Force, and Inca choosing to go with the Evangelist, and Shinra and Shaoran fighting for basically 3 straight episodes. We've got some pretty decent action the past couple weeks, and so I gotta cut the show some slack. We're bound to get an episode like this. This episode is more like a connecting episode to get us to like a different part of the story. You have to have, we got the Evangelist versus the Fire Force and the whole story with Inca, and now they're investigating the Great Cataclysm on the China Peninsula. This is, the episode where we get to see them travel to the China Peninsula, and we get to see them travel to the area where the Great Cataclysm happened, and all those kind of stuff. So these episodes are necessary, even though they aren't as enjoyable as episodes that really move the main plot along. You need these to get you from point A to point B. So point A is a story, point B is a story. It doesn't have an episode that gets you between the two. So I can't complain all that much about the episode. It's not a bad episode by any means. It's just not a lot happens, especially after what we got in the past couple weeks. We've been a little spoiled, and so add it also in that we get the talking animals out of nowhere. It just feels kind of like filler, even though I know it's not. Also, the comedy the show was going for with the whole gases they're breathing in, making everybody act a little crazy, didn't really hit for me. I didn't really laugh at all at what was obviously meant to be comedic. Didn't hit for me. Maybe it hit for some of you guys and you laughed a lot at it. I didn't. I thought it was kind of, I want to say lame, but I just think it was that funny. I do look forward to the Fire Force maybe unraveling the mystery of the Tabernacle and how it relates to Amaterasu back in the Tokyo Kingdom. And so I look forward to finding out what the relation there is. If the Tabernacle comes first and Amaterasu is maybe built off of that, or is it vice versa? Just exactly how they relate to each other, because it's obvious that the Amaterasu and the Tabernacle are very similar. Do they serve a similar purpose? Just basically like getting more information on exactly what both of them are, because we still don't know all that much actually really about what Amaterasu is. Now, I don't know if they've already gone into what Amaterasu is in the manga. Again, I don't read the manga, but at least in the anime, I don't believe they've given all that much information on what Amaterasu is. Like, we know that it powers the Tokyo Kingdom, but outside of that, we kind of don't know. That's really all there is for this episode, guys. I appreciate you watching. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up, and if you're so inclined, subscribe. I would appreciate it. If you did like the video, let me know why in the comments. See you guys in the next one.